I'm here to share with you the digital product development paradigms poster and how to become product-led instead of a feature factory. I'm also going to share how we help you get there faster. My name is Mia Kolmodin. And we start with you thinking about what success looks like in your company. So is it number one, we have all the requirements in the plan and we can rely on no changes being made? Or number two, we deliver on time with high quality software? Or number three, we have all teams allocated 100% to aligned planned work? Or is it number four, we get early feedback and stop working on what isn't valuable for our customers? This will help us moving forward. So when it comes to these product development paradigms, we start down here with waterfall. Early on, when we started to deliver projects, we had people working in different roles, different capabilities, and different departments working together, but step by step, taking over what was already planned and already done before them. And here, of course, it was important to follow the plan that was made, to do the right things so that we deliver what we actually said we would do. And in today's world, it might often take much longer to do what was actually needed to create the result we were looking for. So working waterfall could be really tricky to understand if we're actually delivering the right solution. And it might be that we don't manage to do that, basically, in this way of working, because we do a big bang launch when everything is done and all work has been done, which usually means that we do a lot more than we thought we would do in the beginning. This is the reality for many organizations today working in this way. And if we look at starting to work agile in one of the most popular ways of working, Scrum, starting around 2001, gathering software developers working in shorter iteration, delivering something in every sprint, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks maybe. And then based on that feedback, then being able to go back and tweak and change the plan and how they were actually solving the problems. This worked really well when they had 1, 2, or maybe a few more teams, but it became really tricky once they started to grow the organization working digitally, which then maybe were a little bit in disconnect with the business. So here you get maybe the right solution, but it takes a little while. And if it's a more of a strategic result you're looking for, it could be really tricky. And then in 2016, a lot of organizations became interested in more scaled systems to handle these Scrum teams often. So how do you steer and run an organization with all these teams? Then this was a way of thinking that was interesting for many organizations. But this became a larger feature factory where teams still worked usually in a little bit of silos and big planning up front and planning for maybe 8 weeks or so per increment, per release. And still, if you don't release anything and get anything out to the customers for 8 weeks, of course, all of that is based on hypothesis that this is the right thing to do and we are solving the problems that the customers have, which will give us the benefits on the business side, money in. So here it's also really tricky to know if we're really doing the right thing. So a lot of times organizations working in scaled agile frameworks such as SAFe, they are spending a lot of time doing a lot of work, not really knowing if this is the right thing. What happens here a lot of times also is that teams can't really release because there are dependencies between the teams. So you can't release what one team is doing and get a business value based on that. Instead, at the same time, some organizations started to work with more product-led teams And this is the way we've been working and helping organizations many years from way back. This is a really good way to handle VUCA. VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So when you don't know exactly how the solution is going to look, then you want to test. You want to continuously release, do prototypes, gather the people needed to do this. So a lot of times you need to get people from business, which is the product people, people working with design and usability, marketing people that can do online sales, and also tech people, of course. So those people needs to be part of one of these teams that can do continuously discovery and delivery, which helps you then understand if you're doing the right thing, if you actually get the business value, if you're selling the things to the customers and they really enjoy them and get value from them. So this way of working is what we call product-led. But you can't just do it in one team. You need to do that across many teams. And that's what we are experts at Dandy People. So here you get customer value, you get business value, and you can see those things really early on. Of course, that's a benefit for any organization. And what we need to do is to create this overlap to build valuable products, to understand what's valuable, feasible, and profitable, and then work with product growth so that we can build in feedback loops in the product and get people to share that they're using the product or get their family in and help them start to use more parts of the product. Usually helps to keep customers over a longer period of time. And this overlap can be created within one team, of course, like I said, but also across the organization. So on the levels of many teams, which is more tactical levels, where we can align and have several teams working together. And also strategically, that we have a shared, maybe a North Star that help us see where we're going and what's the business that we're in, so that we can make really good decisions and have shared strategies across the organization. And when you start doing this, you need to understand that there are different types of teams needed in such an organization. So you might work with customer journey teams that take care of one part of the customer journey, that help maybe onboard and maybe get customers started to use the product. Then those teams have a clear mission, a clear ownership, and also KPIs. They can work with hypothesis-based product development and continuously adapt the solution and their thinking and learn more about the customers. And then we have product offering teams because, of course, we need to take care of the product offering. Otherwise, it's not going to scale based on that. Maybe it gets bloated. It's difficult. So someone needs to really take ownership over this and understand what the product offering should be. And then platform teams. To have platform teams is a great way to help and boost the organization. These teams take responsibility for automating what the development teams use. So helping other teams to perform better is what they would do. And then we have service teams. Service teams might be needed from some time and sometimes not. And it depends on where you're not scaling in a good way right now in your organization. So if you have too few designers, let's say, then maybe you want to start a design ops team that helps and build this capability across the organization with design frameworks, design maybe trainings and coaching. And until this capability is good enough within all teams that needs to do it, so that you don't have dependencies within your organization. Once that is already happening, then maybe these teams more work with support or create strategies and such, or maybe they just move into the teams to sit there and do the work because they need to work with developers and marketing and everyone to be able to actually build products, because digital product development is about doing business development and technical development at the same time. And then you have cross-functional leadership teams. In a cross-functional organization, we also need cross-functional leadership teams where they have the same mission, they have the same goals, and that means that they also can collaborate in a better way, helping the organization with directions, with removing hinders, helping the organization and the teams to collaborate more smoothly, removing those impediments, and of course, helping to facilitate emergent strategies and those kind of things. And in many organizations, component teams is what they have. Component teams is usually the start. That's where a team with specialists within the same area taking responsibility of a component within maybe the actual product. So if you have these kind of teams, you usually have dependencies between all teams to be able to deliver some kind of a customer value and do this maybe release that actually helps a customer. All teams might need to be involved. That's very common in the organization that we meet, or maybe teams across different departments needs to be involved because the dependencies are there based on the team types that you have. So then you need to move from component teams to these other teams. And that's the big shift that needs to happen on the team side. And if you're organized with component teams, of course, they are specialists within, as we say, green or red here. And product management is about just getting these things and moving the big thing from something big to something small that one team can handle. And then, of course, the backlog of those teams are just green things and just red things. But to be able to deliver, we need all the different colors, blue and orange and whatever. So those are the actual capabilities we would have to have within one team to become more autonomous. So that's the move that we need to do. And if we don't do that, usually it's really tricky to create a good or a great customer experience because it's really difficult for anyone on the product management side or within the teams to see what the experience will be like until it's actually out there. So it might feel broken then for many users. So if we look at shifting practices and views, we have the scale here with low VUCA and high VUCA. And in low VUCA, things are not changing much. And if we make a plan, we stick to the plan, we deliver based on that, we can make sure that we actually also get the result that we're looking for. In high VUCA, on the other hand, things are changing rapidly. And we can't really see much in the future or understand everything that needs to happen to be able to do what we're looking for. And of course, we can't really understand if we're going to get result that we're after. So it's really tricky over there to understand what's going to happen and how to succeed. So in the budget-led paradigm here, we can have fixed business cases, plans and budgets. It makes sense because we understand how to do things. We've done it before and we can plan for it and then we know we get success. And here, individuals usually can do the work by themselves. We're not really we don't have to collaborate to solve complex problems that much. So we can work with individual work and resource optimization as the main practice, just to make sure people are occupied with what is planned. And physical resources are seen as assets and people are seen as costs because that's on the cost side. And if you are on this side, usually it's not that much digital business. It's more physical things, right? And work being done by IT here is done as a support and is mainly seen as a cost. And if we move to the yellow side over there, I'm going to skip reading through all of these. But if we look at product-led, we have customer focus and a holistic view with a strong purpose in the organization. We optimize for flow and customer feedback. And continuous learning and continuous optimization is the engine that drives both the business as well as internal processes. So the business development is the product development, and we want to get things out quickly to get feedback to actually do the right things. And reorganization fluently happens around what brings value to the customer. And that's also used as a business benefit. So those organizations being the fastest and the smartest doing this will probably deliver the best results. And digital and analog touchpoints, as well as hardware, software, are addressed with joint efforts across the organization for customer success and long-term results. So you organize around what needs to happen. You don't really look that much on where are we in the organization, because we have the shared goals. We can collaborate around that, and we have mandate to make decisions based on that we actually understand the customers in a better way. This makes us, the organization, fast moving and being able to adapt based on things happening and creating new strategies emergently from the bottom up many times. This is product-led organizations. And we've created this evaluation, product-led organization evaluation that you can do. We can help you do that, where you can look at the environment and you can look at all these different parts that needs to be evaluated that will either keep you on the budget-led side or help you move towards product-led. So financing and practices and views, goals, there are a couple of things there that you can look into, and we would love to help you and see how you can become more product-led. And there are 8 shifts to become product-led. So start looking at redefining what success looks like, as I showed you in the first slide. What would make sense for you to have as success instead of maybe what you have today? And get everyone on board, everyone in the organization that's going to be part of a change and a shift needs to understand why this change is happening and why it's needed. Otherwise, they can't participate. And in this type of change, they need to participate in the change. And start looking at your customers and your product, and then you look at how can you organize and lead the work in the best way possible. So you organize around those products and those customers that are key for your success. And of course, if you are a manager, lead the way. You need to build cross-functional leadership teams because you are the ones that are gonna start this change, be the engine in the organization. And you probably and want to do big shifts to get the benefits of a more customer-centric organization that can do product development in a digital space. And of course, first you do the big shift, and then you continue to constantly remove hinders for success to adapt your organization. That's what management is about. And then the teams can start working with agile product management and deliver on the strategy, and also, of course, create the strategy. So once you have the setup for the teams where they are cross-functional, they can start working with more customer-centric methods and do continuous discovery and delivery. And of course, you need to get your CEO and the board on board because they need to not just support this, they need to understand this, and they also need to help to do these changes because the shift isn't just on team level. It's not just one manager within one silo that can do that. This is usually across several silos. So you need this support. And maybe even the owners, because they are the ones asking about what success is. They're going to ask, they have to ask the right questions, right? And of course, remember, it often takes time, a lot of time to do this. You need to get started. Don't get trapped in trying to overanalyze or trying to get a blueprint of how this is going to look or what you're supposed to do, because it doesn't exist. One of these blueprints ain't going to fit your organization. It's based on another organization. And you need to get started now to do this. And as I said, manage the system, not the people. The people should be able to manage themselves to do the work needed to serve your customers. And you need to create a system that works for them instead of against them. And if you want to get there faster, of course, we would love to help. We act as a partner to support you on this journey and to make this shift more safe and with real success much sooner. So our customers are usually blown away over what just happens within a few months. So we'd love to help you do that. And we've designed a workshop series based on how we worked the past 15, 20 years. This is a workshop series over 6 months that deliver 11 experience-based workshops and trainings for executives, management, and employees. And this is where we do the findings around how it actually works right now and what could be done. And we bring you in to help and design how the organization can work instead. And you get started to do this together with everyone. So you get them on board. You don't have to do that in any more mysterious way than this. And of course, we work with you along the way. And over 6 months, of course, we get to do more than just these 11 workshops. We need to help you step by step, continuously start adapting and getting benefits from the learnings and what we see that you can actually get more successful with. And it's fun, it's a fast way, and it's a lot of positive energy in the organization. We can really guarantee that. And if you can see the picture here with the smileys on top, that's people playing a board game, which is a business simulation that we've created, where you simulate the change going from a more traditional organization with some, of course, Scrum teams and so, but silo-based and hierarchical, moving towards a product-led organization. Playing that in 2 days gives you lots of experience and understanding of the actual real results and how you do the work. And that's just getting all this learning with your executives, your management, and your employees within 2 days. That's a great start on this journey. I can promise you that. So read more and see how you can get product-led at thenthepeople.com/product-led. Hope to see you there.